What's up, everybody? Welcome to Underground Crypto. Today we are back with another deep dive, another review. The project is ArcBlock. You've probably heard of it. Now, this ArcBlock is one of the first crypto projects to really focus on the cloud narrative. Decentralized applications, meaning their platform can automatically scale using cloud services like AWS rather than depending on blockchain nodes. And that is Amazon Web Services, if you're not aware of what AWS means, right? And they focus on a gas-free user experience. Anybody who's messed around with Ethereum will certainly appreciate that, right? And another big focus, of course, of this project is blockchain-based employee ID systems, supply chain applications. That might set off some red flags to some of you guys, right? Some of you guys might just see that as the way the world is going and being extremely bullish. Drop down in the comments how you feel about that. What side of the fence are you on? And with no delay, we're going to hop over to my secretary, my AI assistant, Nova, and she's going to give us more of the technical juicy details we need to kick off this review. And then, of course, after that, we will hop right into the CoinGecko page and get into the tokenomics and all that.
What's up, Underground Crypto family? ArcBlock is a blockchain development platform built for interoperability and scalability, using its own mainnet architecture. Developers can build decentralized apps using reusable components called Blocklets, which work across multiple blockchains like Ethereum and Bitcoin. It also features decentralized identity, making it strong for user-owned identity systems. ArcBlock's main use case is simplifying the creation of DApps and custom blockchains for businesses, gaming, DeFi, and supply chain apps. Their token ABT launched in 2018, peaked at about $4.69 in 2024, but currently trades under $1. It's used for transaction fees, staking, and governance on the platform. The team is led by Robert Mao, a former Microsoft engineer, and Flavien Charlon, creator of early blockchain token standards. Major partnerships include AWS, PoulSAT in Africa, and MyData Global for decentralized identity. ArcBlock's goal is to make blockchain development as easy and scalable as building cloud apps, without locking into one blockchain. That's all I got. Back to you.
Here we are over at CoinGecko to take a look at the tokenomics, the things that really matter if you're planning on allocating funds into this project. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do should be taken as financial advice. You need a financial advisor, then go find one. Now, I had to throw it in dark mode because I chose to wear this white shirt. Man, it looked horrible before I did that. You didn't need to know that, but I told you anyways. We are sitting at 505 by market cap. That's all of the cryptos put in a list, 1 to have probably 30,000 that there probably is, but rated by their market cap. So it is at $86.2 million in market cap. It's got 186 million coins in total supply, but of course not all of those are actually out. So we have 98.5 million of those in circulation. So a big question does always come up: where are the rest of those coins, right? Hopefully we will get an answer. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes they really just don't tell us what the vesting schedule is. And the vesting schedule is, what is their plan for releasing the rest of the tokens. Now, here is the 3-month chart, and it looks honestly a lot like every other crypto project right now, because we have been in kind of a downtrend for a while, and I think we're in a bigger macro trend. If you like technical analysis, hop over to the Crypto Lifer. He's the best on YouTube, in my opinion. I am not sponsored or anything like that, but he is my mentor. Now, let's look at the 1 month. 1 month looks a little bit better, right? So we had this lull, and we're starting to really pick up some momentum for this project. And hop over to the 7-day, and you will see we had this big move up from about 6 cents all the way up to 93 cents. So a great move. And then, of course, it gave some back, and it's just been kind of ranging sideways, building momentum, probably for another run, but I'm not 100% sure on that, although I do think that we're in a macro uptrend, right? So we hope to see the 4-year Bitcoin cycle stay intact. Anybody who's been here for a long time knows that that's what most of us are counting on. It has a Ethereum contract address, right? Here is their website. We will be going over that next, as we always do. Their Twitter, we will be doing our classic Twitter smell test. But most importantly, let's come down to markets, right? So LCX Exchange, Coinbase Exchange, most people know Coinbase. These are all centralized exchange. And Gate.io, BingX. And I'm not going to read all of these because they have some crazy names, and it seems like every time I come on here, there's 10 new exchanges. But we will hop through just to see if there's any decentralized exchange. Of course, this is Ethereum, so Uniswap Volume 4 now. We'll see we moved on from Volume 3. That's all we really need to look at over here. Tokenomics are very important, in my opinion, and not something you want to invest your money in things and not look at. That is my opinion. Let's check out their website. And boy, do they have a pretty extensive website. So here is their website. Now, I think their website is put together really well. It says, redefining software architect and ecosystems, a total solution for building decentralized applications. They're very focused on making it easy for people, developers, probably not me and you, but developers to develop on their ecosystem in their blockchain, even though they are on Ethereum, right? They're not their own blockchain, but they are an application, making it easier to develop. That was a little redundant. Stick with me. So we have NFT studios, and for each one, they will give us a little, summary. But if we actually click on the little logo, it will take us over, internet being slow, worst time, NFT studio, right? So they have this whole studio that's tailored for NFT creation. You can come down here and get the latest updates. And then, of course, they have documents that you can get into to get started, even a little video, which is pretty cool. Recently, they did this Dragon NFT, probably for the New Year's. And let's go back. So I could click on every single one of these and make this review super long, but let's focus on the general categories, right? You got applications, you got AIGNE, and that is an AI apps engine, and it says empowers AI for application development. AIGNE makes it easy to access and utilize large language models, that's how they train them, and generative AI with a completely code-free approach, allowing anyone to build complete applications using AI. So they are even focusing on the average person being able to, they said, code free. That sounds really cool to me. They got a creator studio, content creators, hello, Swiss knife, meaning, multifaceted. No matter if you are ready to start your own blog, newsletter, ebook, course, or provide offline services, Creator Studio can meet your needs. Creator Studio is a suite that provides everything content creators need, independently establish their own services. I might have to go check that out on my own time. Then you have this AI plus technology. AI Stro is an astrology application, that's interesting, built on an artificial intelligence LLM, or a large language model. AI Stro, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is built entirely using the AIGNE tool on the ArcBlock platform and services as a template consumer application for both AIGene and ArcBlock. I am reading this on the fly. I didn't pre-read all of this. This is underground crypto. We're real people here, and we do this together as a community, and as we grow, that'll even make more sense. So that was for applications, and there's more applications. You can click here and go into way more. But then we have components, right? So you have the Blocklet launcher. Now, Blocklet is something that is pretty specific. Let's see if they give us their definition of it, right? Specific to this project. Launch starting point. Blocklet Launcher is the starting point for running decentralized applications, and it brings excellent user experience for decentralized applications to be comparable to traditional web. Blocklet Launcher itself is a blocklet. So it is a blocklet, the Blocklet Launcher. And anyone can run their own dedicated launcher. That's pretty cool. We got the Blocklet Store, App Store for Blocklet. The Blocklet Store is Blocklet's App Store. Okay, that seemed redundant, and I'm tired of saying Blocklet already, but bear with me, guys. The Blocklet store and Blocklet launcher work together and can be accessed from within each Blocklet seamlessly. The Blocklet store itself is also a Blocklet, and anyone can run their own dedicated store. So this is for like building a store. I think that's really cool. Shopify, a lot of people are into trying to make money with a lot of those things. So this is maybe how you could do it on blockchain. Everybody's kind of racing to have whatever version of something on the web, like say Facebook or Instagram, but on the blockchain. Who's going to win that race, right? Then you got Web3 Kit. Need to breathe. Too much reading. Web3 app building blocks. The Web3 Kit provides a series of commonly used basic components for building applications, allowing developers to no longer need to reinvent the wheel, but instead focus entirely on their unique application features. Then you have an AI kit. I think this is something to really highlight and point out about this project. AI empowerment for any apps. The AI kit enables any application to have AI capabilities and provides access to various AI backends. Now, if that is true, they have a huge leg up on their competitors, both making it very easy for people to get into developing on the blockchain, but also being able to integrate AI, I think is huge. I don't think a lot of other people are giving that service. I don't think a lot of people are focused even on this, but definitely not giving AI capabilities to build with to the average man per se. So compute, this is the Blocklet framework. All applications and components in ArcBlock are Blocklets. Blocklets make software reusable and composable possible. Decentralized applications. I probably read that completely wrong. But anyways, my takeaway with Blocklets is they are something you can grab and use, and I think that's making it much easier for people to build with, right? Because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to build this whole thing every time you want to do something. You can grab things that other people have built, right? So you got the Blocklet server. Blocklet server is a standardized, foundational component that serves as a container service for running Blocklets. Then you got DID storage, decentralized space protocol based on DID. Spaces can combine with traditional cloud storage service protocols such as S3 and decentralized storage services such as IPFS to create unprecedented user control data usage experience for users and applications. And then, of course, we have this Open Chain Access Protocol, or OCAP. Applications on ArcBlock can support almost any mainstream blockchain services, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, various Ethereum, EVM compatible chains, Solana, etc. Then you have the ABT network. Now, ABT is also the ticker for the token of this project, if you were wondering. ABT network is ArcBlock's high-performance native blockchain system. ABT network is also the core of ArcBlock's billing and operating support system, also known as BOSS. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, getting into the whole identity thing, right? So you have DID, which is a decentralized identity. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Then you have verifiable credentials. So, having your DID will give you the ability to verify who you are and have verified credentials. And then you move right into the wallet. So once you have those things, you have the DID wallet. Let's see what that says. Is an intelligent digital wallet that uses DID technology to manage digital identity and digital assets. Wallet supports multiple chains, multiple assets, and multiple protocols, kind of giving me a MetaMask kind of vibe, but hopefully better. Not that I'm dissatisfied with MetaMask, honestly. So then you got DID Connect. Connect is an application connection protocol based on DID. Through DID Connect, users can easily use their decentralized identity to manage their identity and access permission across various different applications. So these are a lot of things being, solved inside their ecosystem that a lot of other projects have hit roadblocks with, right? Then you have DID names. And that's, I'm going to say, probably a lot like the Ethereum name service, right? Where the DID names user, DIDs, to achieve service naming, service discovery, and service dispatch. So that's probably the same thing as like when you have a website and you go register it and you have that website. If somebody else tries to use it or something, you can, try to shut them down or make sure that they don't steal your ideas. And that was probably a lot for most of you. It got a little techie there. I'm sorry about that. And, hopefully you understood that information if you were looking to invest in this project. And then you got what's new. You got all kinds of updates, codes, and blocks. And I'm just not going to bore all of you guys with that because I think we covered what was really important there. Then they have this ArcBlock timeline. And I was looking at this thing earlier. And boy, there is a ton of information here. Each one of these you can click on, right? Let's see if one of these is worth looking at. So we'll go look at this NFT studio. So when we click on this, and again, each one of those columns has their own one of these, and it just gives you, updates, but also you can go back and look at all the stuff in the past. We already kind of looked at the NFT thing. I really want to give you an overview idea with some good facts and details without just totally burying you and making this a 3-hour video that you're probably not going to watch. And that's the end of it, right? And then they do have some other places that we could go, documents, communities, careers. If you're looking for a career in blockchain, if you are passionate about building out the future of Web3, this might not be a bad place to look. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and we will hop over to the Twitter smell test. The good old Twitter smell test, right? So I got this Twitter directly from the CoinGecko page we were looking at earlier. Believe it to be the legitimate ArcBlock Twitter. Now, 3,161 posts. It most likely is. They got the blue check mark. I went ahead and followed them so I can repost anything from this project and projects I've followed before. And if you'll follow me, Crypto Ron, over on Twitter, I would really appreciate that. I got the blue check mark in my face in the little thumbnail there. So, hopefully imposters kind of weed those out, even though I don't think I have any yet. We're just getting started, guys. So, it's hard to get started on a new platform. Anyways, enough of that. 43.3 thousand followers. And the whole point of this really is to look at the ratio of engagement. Now, this is a technical project, so the engagement's going to be less than, say, a meme coin that just gets a lot more hype and a lot more clicks online. Now, it says the door to an AI decentralized identity-based future has been unlocked. It's time to walk through it. Got, 3.2 thousand impressions. A little hard to see in dark mode, honestly. April 26th, they got, looks like 2.1 thousand, right? Is that right? Okay, that is 2.1 thousand. 25th, they got another 2.2 thousand impressions. So that seems pretty consistent. April 24th, they got 6.4 thousand impressions. Let's see what this was about. Payment Kit just got a brand new update, so I can see why people who are maybe using this software and development stuff might be a little bit excited about that. Maybe that's why I got a bigger pop there, or maybe it was just a good day for crypto. April 23rd got 3.5 thousand impressions, so you can see they're averaging somewhere between low twos to, I would say, more like 4,000 impressions, although they had the 6.5. Anyways, really what we want to do is come way down. Let's back it up a little bit and find a really old post. So here they got 10,000 impressions, and that was February 21st, just on a very simple, picture post, probably generated by AI, ChatGPT or something of that nature, hopefully their own AI. And that got 10,000 impressions, and a lot of their photos and stuff that are with their posts are not super, engaging or catch your attention and make you want to click on them unless you know what this stuff is. All right, here we are, February 16th, and they got 7.1 thousand impressions, and that's really all I need to see. We could go through this forever and really put you guys to sleep. But the engagement looks pretty good, I think, for the project, given the time, the downtrend, and even back into some of their older posts. Now, usually I do a 1 through 10 gut rating on a project. It's just my own personal feeling about a project in relation to where they're going to go at the end of the, 4-year cycle, the top of the market before we have another bear market. I'm going to go ahead and give this an 8. The reason why I'm giving it an 8 is because I like everything that they're doing. I don't know of a lot of other projects really trying to make it so the average person can do anything as far as building. There's a couple that kind of promise that, but not any of them, in my opinion, who have gotten this far without, completely falling out, as many altcoins do, right? So I'm going to give it an 8. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, repetitive, like, share, subscribe. I have to keep beating that drum. And if you're still here at the end of the video, you're the real MVP. I'll catch you in the next one.
Underground, breaking stereotypes, navigating to the world of crypto. A passive mainstream, they're on the rise, educating the masses, open our eyes.